Hey, welcome to Effortless Being, where it takes no effort just to be. How you been?
Just fine.
Yeah.
Just fine. Yep,
You look fine. You look relaxed.
pretty much.
Yeah. So what's alive for you these days?
Um, just my human materialistic pursuits.
Oh, how's that going for you?
It's the journey, you know. You get out what you put in, so just
Yeah.
exploring that.
Finding satisfaction with it?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, because you always want more satisfaction.
Who is it that wants more satisfaction?
The pursuer.
Who's that? Where is this
Uh
pursuer at?
the image, the self-image.
Can we find this out? Like if I look at my direct experience right now, I look around, can we
No,
find
no,
it?
it's not real, but I mean it feels like it's there when you're chasing, because without that I probably wouldn't chase. I just, be a sadhu or whatever.
Do you think maybe like there would be like inspired action that would move you versus like that feeling of like just having to do it because I have to strive for it in order to feel the fulfillment versus feeling the inspiration to do it. You know you can you feel the difference in that when I said that?
Ideologically I can, but I don't know if experientially there is a difference.
So right now in your experience, what's here?
Um, it's just life. You can't really say anything about it, right?
I don't know. It's like it's unknowable, right? It's like it almost feels like a hologram, like an appearance of a hologram, but it's not separate. Like the sky has blue in it, but the blue is not separate from the sky, but the sky is just is effortless. And then the clouds go by like, like thoughts or emotions come up in this open space of consciousness that we all are. But the sky never like reaches down and grabs onto the cloud and personalizes the cloud. You know what I mean? Have you seen that in your direct experience?
Um, yes and no, because I feel like the sky is personalizing it, and that's fine. It's not personal even when it's personal. It's just the appearance of personal.
Yeah, so it's okay for the appearance to be there, but it's just not like as heavy as it was before. I feel like before it was heavier, the appearance, because the identification was all I knew was the
Hmm.
identification with the thoughts. So it felt very heavy to me going through the day-to-day life. But then when it was seen through, that it's really just like a hologram. And what I really am is the background of consciousness. Then it becomes more playful with the character. That's been my direct experience.
Yeah.
It's like playtime with them.
Yeah, but even in playtime, like, I don't know, like you could be sitting in the sandbox, like you're not necessarily doing the most. You know what I mean? You're not always
Mhm.
making a mess and changing everything. Sometimes you're just chilling. But then now I'm just being ideological here. Uh, you could be like retrospectively, oh, I wish I did more in that moment. I wish I reached out to all these people that were there at one time that I don't really know. And then, you disperse and later you don't get that chance. But in the moment I was just being, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, the whole time. I mean, you're remaining as the infinite being the whole time, but yet there's this character, you know, that's there in this movie of our life, right? And so we can choose whatever movie of a life we want. So if you're in the sandbox playing and I don't know, like one of the other kids throws sand in your eyes, ow, right? Ow's okay. I mean, it's okay to say ow. And then you go back to playing. That's what kids do. Like, but they don't sit there and obsess on it. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened to me. Why did this happen? I mean, they end up being best friends later on in the sandbox. It becomes lighter, more playful. So you're aware of this infinite being that's always here, this effortless being, this beingness, this ever-present beingness. I think everybody's aware of it. I mean, because like when I talk to people, talk to a lot of people, I do interviews and stuff like that with them, and a lot of them recognize that there's this beingness that's always here. They can't deny it. Like if I say to them, can you stop being now? They say the only one thing I know for sure, Rob, is that I'm awake, that I'm here, that I'm conscious. Beyond that, and I don't know, but I can tell you that for sure. Have you seen that?
It feels like that's the point of view from this space, if this is
Yeah.
a space that there's a point of view from.
Do you feel like all point of views are within this space of consciousness? So all point of views are allowed. So even like good and bad, it's all allowed. All point of views are allowed, and they're all equal because they all collapse into this awareness, into this consciousness, into this awake awareness that we all are. Because the awake awareness is here even before the points of views. And when I say point of views, what I'm referring to is thoughts, emotions, points of views, the way people view things, people's life experiences, decisions they make. Some may make decisions that other people look at and be like, I wouldn't make that decision, or they might judge that decision. They might be judgmental. But all points of view, according to effortless being, to this awake awareness, it's neutral to it. It's all equal. It's all allowed. And that's the beauty of the freedom of it. Isn't that true freedom when all points of view are allowed?
It allows you to be a dick,
You can
at
be a
least according to
dick.
other people.
Yeah.
'Cause
You
you,
can,
when you live your truth, other people will call you lots of names or think lots of things, but no sweat off your back, I guess, as long as you're not hurting them actively.
yeah. It's okay. You can be a dick. You can be a fuckhead. You can be a shithead, or you could be a good guy. You could be Superman. All points of view are welcome, and it's okay. It all because it all collapses into this awake awareness that we all are. And this awake awareness, it's really impersonal. It's not stained by anything that's really happening in the manifestation. It's stainless. It doesn't stick. It kind of just collapses into the open space of beingness that we are. It's kind of a freedom in that, and there's kind of a, I mean, when you know that all points of view are welcome, and when you know that all points of view are really awake awareness itself, like there's no separation, even that point of view is you. All points of view are you because they're all within you, awake awareness, the infinite being. It's all here and it's all happening within you. So it's all, there's no separation, just like the sky is always here and it's blue, but we don't separate the blue from the sky. So our awake awareness is with every point of view, it's with every appearance, with every life experience. It's you that's there. So where's the problems? What's the problems? Is there a problem here?
It's not actually problems. It's just the mind will posit problems.
If we believe it, right? I mean, it just seems like everything's beliefs and thoughts. I mean, that's what a
Yeah.
belief is. It's just
And the
like a,
mind's just like a runaway train to me. It's just a commentary. It's like, whatever. But whatever power it has is whatever power it has, and whatever power it doesn't have,
yeah, I like that. You get the right attitude. It's just kind of like being okay with what is. Have you noticed when you resist what is, it's just it doesn't go away. Like it kind of gets worse. But if you just kind of like if you just get like okay with what is, then there's like this peace that's there, and everything tends to just work out anyway. It's peace in knowing that. So what else is going on, man? I don't really know you that well. You know me, you know my channel. What about you? What do I need to know about you?
I don't think you need to know anything. I mean, at this point, I don't know.
How about my audience? What can you tell them about you? A lot of people like to know, their story when they meet me. They're like, well, what is it that, how do we come about? Like they're like, how do we meet? Like what happened? How did this all
Uh,
happen?
I don't know. I just used to be a spiritual seeker, and I think metaphysics are entertaining, or this wavelength is entertaining. I'm just an artistic dude, so
I
just
like that,
exploring
man.
life.
So you said you were a seeker, so you're not seeking anymore, would you say?
Hopefully not. Who knows?
Yeah.
Honestly, like who knows? It's just the runaway train. Sometimes it's into this, sometimes it's into that, right?
Yeah. And that's okay too. All is okay, whether you're seeking or not seeking. A lot of people I talk to, they've been seeking for a lot of years. And because they've been seeking a lot of years, sometimes they experience suffering because, they've been
There's a lot of
seeking and
ideas
seeking.
in the seeking,
Yeah,
and it
you've
feels
seen
like
that.
this is like the dismantling of a lot of ideas.
That been
There's an idea that the less ideas there are, the freer you are, or at least the less investment in, the reification of separation.
it seems like when we believe that we're separate, that we live into the ideas that we believe the thoughts that we're a separate person, it looks like that's where the suffering came in for me. It was when I believed I was this separate person called Rob and all these things were happening to me. That's when the suffering, I really felt it and I really
Hmm.
saw it in my life
You
experience.
get tense.
Yeah, you tense up like you contract. So now what I point people to is like if you're feeling open and empty and it's like effortless, then you're in your natural state. But if you start feeling contracted or constricted or there's a lot of effort and striving, we're just not in our natural state. It's probably because we're believing something that's not true, or we're caught up in our thoughts, or the runaway train. We're in the runaway train. It's just a good way to check yourself. Like even this conversation is just very easy, very light. There's no rehearsal, no nothing, no notes, no agenda. We're just talking.
Yeah, I do believe even though even when like we're always in the natural state, even when we're caught in the mind, quote unquote, to turn a phrase, that still is just the effortless. Like there was no involvement actually from a individual to create that. Seemingly, I don't know.
Yeah, it just like happens spontaneously.
Yeah.
But the mind likes to come in after it's happened and tries to wants to make meaning out of it, wants to put a story on it. And they even just think about words, even all words are really made up if you think about it. Have you seen that?
Yep.
All words are made up.
There probably is certain like I've seen the totality of it, but then in the moment there might be certain little things that you might still believe, but whatever. That's also part of the play, I guess. So
Yeah, that's also included too. That's another point of view that's included within this permanent space of beingness, of awareness that we all are. That's the beauty of it, because any point of view or anything we say or anything that's done is perfect already. It's almost like right here, right now, whatever's appearing is perfect.
oh,
Even the silence is perfect, right? Because the silence is always the background to whatever words are. And if we had amnesia on this call, what would be here? What would it be? What would the experience be? It just turned your any words I was saying into Japanese and say you didn't understand Japanese or Chinese. What meaning would you have it? If somebody called me up on the phone and said, Rob, I hate your guts, you're a dick, and I didn't know who that person was, it wouldn't bother me. I just go about my day. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my coffee. It's only like if we've personalized it and say somebody that we care about or we love calls us up and says that. Now there's this emotional response that comes up.
I feel like if we were here without memories, nothing could happen. Because like the biological entity, if there is one, or at least the biological system, it works based off memories. Like all the words are memories. Probably how to walk is a memory. Recognizing any object in the world is a memory. So, because it's related to the word structure, I think. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So memories, if we wipe out the memories, if there's no past and there's no future, what's in between past and future? I mean, it's wordless. I mean, it's a rhetorical question and it kind of just brings you to the immediacy of this or this present moment, whatever. It's bringing you right back to here. And we've always been here. And even when you said memories, when we remember those memories, like when do they take place?
Here, now, yeah.
Yeah, happen now, right? So the memories are happening now. That's when we're remembering them. So that even with time, that's another thing, like time. Is there really time?
No, it's just a thought of measurement and change.
Everything's a thought, right? Anything we say or do is just a thought. And it's after the fact of what's already happened. And
Yeah.
what's already happened is already perfect. It's heaven on earth right here, right now. It's just that the mind comes in after and
Yeah.
wants to
Earth and heaven.
separate it. What, earth and heaven?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what you said? I like that. Earth and heaven. Instead of heaven, earth. Earth and heaven. I like that. That resonates. Sometimes I just love the silence.
I can't hear any sounds because I got a lot of buzzing in my room.
Oh yeah. What's buzzing in
Well,
your room?
oh, just my microphone, my
Yeah.
computer, just a lot of stuff. I don't know if there is actually perceptible silence because once again, silence is just a thought. It's a separation of one bandwidth of auditory experience, and we call that silence.
Yeah. It's just another
Everything
name.
actually occurs, and this is just conceptual philosophy. I think
Yeah.
all these sounds occur because it's going to feel spatial, but against the backdrop of true silence. Like true silence, you can't ever perceive it. it. Maybe it's what you are, but that's still philosophy. But that's kind of what I feel like. The formless, as a seeker, you're looking for the formless. You can never find the formless. It's formless. You're never going to come upon it. So,
Yeah. Because you're always remaining as
that,
yeah, as this infinite consciousness, which is formless itself. And it's almost like the consciousness is looking out here. And so if you're looking out here for it, wait a second, what's looking out? That's what you are. That which is looking out. Not that there's a person behind these eyes looking out, but it's looking out everywhere. It's the light of consciousness that we all are. So it's almost like instead of looking out, it's almost like a turning back. Ah, what's this? You are that which is looking. You are that which you're looking for.
even that's just poetry on a level, though.
Yeah. It's just kind of like a pointer, really. It's just, and then
Yeah.
even the pointer is meant to be dropped and forgotten about. I think sometimes we just make more out of it than what it is. You know what I mean? Like this is what it is, and it's okay.
There's almost no it, and there's no is.
So what's to say, right? It's almost like we have to say words, 'cause otherwise, I mean, what are we going to talk about? Like, like
I mean,
if we
just for
have no
practical
words,
stuff,
yeah,
like philosophy is entertainment, so we can
yeah,
use words to entertain ourselves, or we can use words to enact change.
yeah, words to enact change. I like that. What words would you use to enact change?
I would have to know what change is better than what already is, and I don't know. I only know for my materialistic pursuits, once again. So,
What are your materialistic pursuits?
uh, an artistic career.
Music?
Yeah, music. I mean, I'm branching out to visual art and anything that I can dabble in.
Sounds fun. You having fun?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, yeah, it's fun. I don't know. I can express both sides. I'm free with either side. Either side is fine. So,
Have you noticed that too? Like it's almost like a frequency game we're playing. Like when we're feeling fun, it just like synchronicities tend to line up for us. We feel more satisfied. We feel more inspiration. And even in like artists or doing your art or whatever, it's just kind of like this flow that's coming through with ease. It's not like you're overthinking it or you're having to analyze it, but you just kind of like get in this zone, where it's just like infinite intelligence is just flowing through, doing its thing, or that's what's been experienced here, where it's just kind of just flowing out. Like you're in that zone where it's just flowing. Like you're not going to the mind thinking about it or analyzing it or comparing it or trying to make it a certain way, or it's
or
just
even if it is, that's still in contribution to the process. Like it happens effortlessly. It appears and it goes away. It's part of the process.
yeah, all of it's part of it. It just feels good. Like with the frequency game, I noticed like if I'm in like a state of appreciation and gratitude, it just feels better in this body. you know, like if I'm feeling like happy and joyful, I like feeling happy and joyful.
For sure. Yeah, we got to hack the body because it's been programmed wrong. So, I
Do you
mean,
think it's been
if I do
programmed?
have the hubris to say, yeah, we should invent more positive words actually, because I think there's more negative words, which makes sense because they're used to identify things to that are of danger to the biological system. But yeah, philosophically, there's a lot of room for artistic expression of consciousness. So
Mm. Yeah, it's just almost like even like I feel like the universe, like when it hears our words, it's like really reading our energy. It's almost like the energy behind the words. You know, it's picking up like that vibration or that frequency that we're putting out. And it's kind of like matching it up with the life experience. If I'm putting out that presence, that ease, that joy, it's tend to what mirrors back, almost like a mirror. If I'm putting out that anger, seriousness, that kind of stuff, which is okay too, but that's just what's mirrored back. And that's kind of like the life experience you get. That's what's been seen here. So it
I think
feels like
anger can be powerful in an artistic sense, or even probably to motivate action as long as it's not destructive. I mean, some destruction is also constructive too. Um, but it's like this. If there's any block that I would maybe try to highlight right now, it's just that seriousness or like this striving for maybe you're trying to repeat the past sometimes because you knew what was fun then or what worked back then, and you want to do something similar to that now. But that's kind of I don't know. It's not in the true path of exploration of infinity and variation.
so you wanted to highlight seriousness and striving.
Yeah,
That just doesn't work anymore, man. It just doesn't work. It's a lot of effort for little results. And I just feel like even like the way that the work world's set up is like people feel like in order to make money, they got to strive and work hard, and that's okay. But there's another way. I mean, it can come to you in a feeling of ease and joy and effortlessness. It can come to you as well. It doesn't always have to be. It almost feels like we've been programmed that, and I don't know, maybe it's just the way it's been for so many years and generations that you got to strive and you got to work hard, you got to sacrifice your body, and you got to do all this to get the result. Like it can't just come easy to you, and it feels like a lot of it has to do with like self-worth, like how you value yourself or how you see yourself. Do you feel like you're worthy to have things come easily to you and effortlessly and with ease? Do you feel that your presence is your worth? Or do you feel like you got to prove something, that you're lacking something, that you're coming from lack and you have to work hard and strive and you got to put forth all this effort to keep this image up? Can it just be that your presence alone is worthy? The fact that you're breathing and you're a living being, that you deserve respect? And you're right, anger can help too, because you know, like if you grow up that way, like thinking that, I got to work hard. My dad kicked my ass just to, get me out the door to go to work or to strive. And, it's just how he was brought up. Like you have to do it that way. And so that anger might have been what he needed to get him to motivate for him to go to work to provide for his family. But maybe
yeah. It
as
was
I'm
like
growing, go
work
ahead.
hard versus work smart.
Yeah, I like that.
And sometimes you
Works.
have to work harder if you're not doing the thing that is calling you, that makes you enthusiastic.
Maybe you're just not that thing that you're doing just isn't right for you, and that's okay because we all have talents, right? All of us got talents, but we all don't have the same talents, and maybe we're using our energy somewhere where that's just not our talent, man. So it's time to let that go and find what lights us up. I find that what we enjoy and what lights us up, and people will mirror that to you. And sometimes we don't even realize it. Like ordinary things that we're doing, it just becomes natural to us, and somebody else could look at it and be like, I don't understand how you can do that. But sometimes we don't even see it ourselves. So it's good to pay attention to what comes easy to us and what really lights us up and what we feel joy in and what we like to do. That's where we want to spend our energy, and then we get the best results in life.
The results, like the mindset, because it's natural to think about your results and how to improve them. So you can get caught in that being critical because it's the critical mind is it's intuitive, it can see possibilities. So it's natural to be critical, but to not let that become being cynical, you know.
Feel that functioning from effortless being. When I look at the coaches, they talk about the five bodies. The body, you have the body of wisdom or effortless being, where you're operating from that, where intuition is just flowing through you naturally, unimpeded, and you kind of just flows through. And then you have the mind body, where everything's like in thought, almost like separation, like I'm here, it's there, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm trying to work hard to work out what it is, the outcome that I want. Then you have the physical body, the meat body, that's trying to do everything. So it's like a frequency and energy game we're playing. If we can switch between those different bodies, like effortless being, when you operate, when you function from there, it's a feeling of ease. It's a feeling of openness and expansion. And when you're operating from there, it frees up so much more energy that you could use for creative purposes. Whereas if you're efforting and you're working from the mind, it drains a lot of the energy and takes like the focus away and the energy that you could be using for creative purposes. So if we can get in tune with recognizing what we are as effortless being, and that there's an infinite intelligence taking care of everything for us, it's like we're breathing, hearts are beating, there's an abundance of air everywhere, and everything is always taken care of for us. It's like the ground appears as we walk. It's like as we spend, we're replenished with ease. So we can rest. We can rest as this awake awareness. That's our only job, is to rest and to have fun. And then when we feel inspired, then we act.
Act with tact for contact.
We could just go into a rap song. Each and everybody out there, we got the notion, moved out. Oh, now we all in motion. Strive, jive, straight ahead. Anything else requires straight ahead. Boom, boom. You just like, even like when you're rapping and like going in that zone, you could just like let it flow. Like I'm
Yeah,
not a rapper, but I could just flow it out.
no sweat.
You can just function from effortless being. You can just start rapping. My name is Robbie B. You don't mess with D. I'll take you over my big fat knee and I'll bop you once. I'll bop you twice. May not be so very nice, but I'm king of the hill, I'll rock of the town. I'll take your face and stick it in the ground. Yeah, I'm Robbie B. You don't mess with D. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You know, one of my favorite
Crazy.
songs was Houdini. Friends, how
Dum dum
many
dum
of us
dum
have them? Let's be friends.
dum 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 dum.
Friends is the word we use every day. Sometimes we use it in the wrong way, but you can look the word up again and again. But the dictionary doesn't know the meaning of friends. And if you ask me, you know, I couldn't be much help because friends ain't someone you judge for yourself. Some are okay and they treat you real cool. Others have the kindness for being a fool. We like to be what some cause they're funny. Others come around when they need some money. Others we grew up with around the way. We're still real close to this very day. Homeboys come around winter, spring, and fall. And then there's some we wish we never knew at all. And this list goes on again and again. But these are the people that we call friends. Friends. We used to sing that all the time in Long Island when I grew up in Long Island. We'd go on the Long Island Railroad into New York City, into Manhattan. And a couple of buddies of mine in high school, they were rappers. And that's what like reminds me of effortless being or functioning from that, like they were talking about it. It kind of just like flowed. I just love being in that flow. It's almost like Rob disappeared, you know, like there was no Rob here. It was just, I was just in the flow, man. I was just like in the present moment. I was the present moment, you know what I mean? And everything was just flowing and there was this joy and this like freeness and this freedom. I just love the taste of freedom.
Yeah, when everyone's like worked up in a movement, like in a dance party, a dance cipher, and you just jump in the middle of the circle and you have no clue what's gonna happen. It's effortless functioning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just out on the dance floor being free and just you get lost in the music. Like techno's like that. And techno music, dun, 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 woo, and everybody's like, you're just in the, everybody's going crazy, or even in the mosh pit too, right? You just freely just like moshing. I remember that doing that a lot. Some of the concerts I went when I grew up in Long Island.
Tell me more
Music,
about that though. Like tell me about the 80s and
dude, the '80s are awesome, dude. I
the
love
culture.
the '80s. Like I would go to like Motley Crue concerts, like down at Nassau Coliseum. We'd go down there. It'd be great, man. Like David Lee Roth was there doing like Jump when he first came out, and he would
Hmm.
like jump way up. And some of the stage sets that they had were incredible. But the vibe of the '80s was cool. We all like I had like the long hair. I had the Iron Maiden jacket with a picture on the back of like the Iron Maiden album. On the back, we'd wear that, and then we'd wear like the black or red spandex pants
Hmm.
in high school. And so I don't know, we had fun, man. The '80s were cool, but I was like more of like I was a heavy metal guy, but I was also a jock too. I played football. So it was kind of like I was in with the jocks, but I was also in what we call them the heads. Call them the heads. That's what they would name the heads. Heads are the ones where like they were known like as like the druggies or the music guys or you know, the artistic kind of dudes. But I kind of played both because I had best friends that were in both groups. How about you?
I mean, you jive with who you jive with. I don't, it's like an unseen thing. It's you just feel it. Who you get along with is must be some resonance of like our tendencies.
Yeah, I mean, in your school was it divided up like that? Like we had like the breakers, they were into like breakdance music. You know, they had the breakers and then we had the jocks. You know, obviously that was all like the football players, baseball players. And then we had the heads. We considered them like, you know, like the druggies and stuff like that. And then we had the nerds, you know, like the ones that were like book smart and intelligent kinds. And that's kind of like how our school, that's the way it was in Long Island when I was growing up. That's how it was. But what was it like for you? Where'd you grow up?
Vancouver, Canada.
Okay. Nice.
And I wish I went to public school because I would have been exposed to many more things. Like my homies had a lot of like they had breakdance competitions in high school. Me, I wasn't exposed to breakdancing in person till my 20s, so I was late to the game on that one. But yeah, so I went to private school. So like I don't know, everyone just knows everyone. I mean, there is cliques, but it's not like so. I wouldn't categorize them. It's just like, oh yeah, these people hang together, you know.
Went to private school, yeah. That'd be different for you going to private school rather than public because but yeah, you said you had homies that went to public.
Yeah, later in life I picked them up,
Yeah.
or like we switched schools at some point, and yeah. Your friends get friends and those friends become your friends.
The ones that you resonated with, would you say, I mean, they're all over the place, or were they one particular group that you resonated with more than maybe another group of friends?
I mean, I can get along with anyone, I think, as long as you're not, mean and like dysfunctional, toxic. But even those people I could probably get along with somewhat because I run into so many people on a daily basis, but like whoever sticks with you is like you respect them for something, right? So like I become a little bit cynical, but maybe that's realistic. I think people are vain and I think we appreciate greatness in others. So until that greatness is displayed, sometimes that resonance can't formulate. The chemistry doesn't coagulate or whatever. So I don't know.
Mm, interesting. Yeah, I mean, resonance is an interesting word, and there's different things that we resonate with. Like even what I'm doing, like when I'm interviewing people and stuff like that. I'll ask them like, "What is it that made you contact me?" It's just something about you just resonated with me. Maybe it's something I said in my story, how I grew up, or maybe something I went through, or just maybe the way I carry myself. I don't know. They say they resonate. And then maybe with someone else, they would contact them and they would say, well, because I resonate. And that's why I always tell people, like, like when I'm talking and giving the talks, like, who do you resonate with? Like, who do you feel comfortable with? Because that's how you want it to be, because then you're going to open up to that person. You're going to feel comfortable around that person, and that's what you want. Because otherwise you're not going to open up. You're going to be closed off and you're really not going to get the result that you want. And you're not going to be really happy, in the whole experience of it either. So that's why I think resonance is so important today, that people really tune into that.
I guess it would be like a lot of common interests would bring people together because I think mostly people only congregate around activities and interests. But it's funny, like you can be in the party, like a hip hop party. We all like the same type of music, but you don't necessarily talk to everyone. Maybe you're shy around certain people, and who knows why you're shy, or like certain girls that you would want to talk to, but you don't even know the in on the conversation route, not on some like playership, but just on, some human stuff.
Yeah, in addition to resonance, like say you're at that hip hop party, do you notice like I don't know, sometimes you can just feel the energy of people. It's not even like so much what they're saying, but you could be at a party and there could be all these people around you. But I don't know, like you tend to like feel like the energy, maybe even of the room when you're in it, like you can feel the energy. And then within the room, there's people within the room and you can feel like their auras, or they're giving off like a certain energy, and you find yourself like resonating with that kind of energy. Is there a particular energy that you feel like when you're in those environments that you're resonating with?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm really hands off nowadays, man. Like, I just let it all happen. Just the commentary that I'm speaking on comes from that analytical mind, but
Mhm.
in behavior happens before that, like we said. So
Yeah.
actually, our being is prior to consciousness, according to Maharaj. So
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and we don't even have to have someone tell us that. We can see it in our direct experience. I mean, everyone right now that's listening, can you stop being now? I mean, everybody's going to agree that they're here and and there's this beingness. So it's prior to consciousness. What's prior to consciousness is beingness, that one impersonal beingness that's always here. Is there any speakers or teachers in the spiritual world that you resonate with?
I went through the whole gamut, man. Like I would probably miss the names if I try to rattle them off. I'll try. Like first you hear about Buddhism and the power of now with Eckhart Tolle. That was big for a while, and then you follow different people around. Who's this? Elizabeth Hayes wrote a really cool book called Initiation.
Nice.
Um, that was about like discovering previous lives and stuff like that. And then I don't know, eventually get into non-duality. And there's so many speakers like uh, Rupert Spira. He comes from like the school of like I might get these references wrong, but like Francis Lucille and John Klein, and they all came from like Atmananda. But
Mhm.
I resonate a lot with Greg Good's way of teaching and breaking down practices, but I'm done with practices, hopefully, for now. Um, uh, I was into Muji, but then I got more into Papaji,
Mm.
who's from the Ramana Maharaj school, Nisargadatta, and his. See, I hate saying like proteges and stuff, but whatever, words are fake, so I'll run with them. He had Sailor Bob and he had John Wheeler. And each one teach one. Like you don't even need a guru or someone to learn from because there isn't actually individual self-separate entities, right? It's all
Right.
just one flow.
Yeah, you're very clear. It seems like you understand, and we really don't need the teachers. We know it already. I mean, we are what we're looking for. It's this effortless being, this beingness, and there's an infinite intelligence, and we have intuition that guides all of us. So there's nobody better than anybody else. There's nobody who has something that we don't have. You
Yeah,
know, we are the sovereign being ourselves. We're all equal.
already,
There's no, yeah,
always.
already. It's already here. It's already present, already done. But yeah, you rattled off a pretty, extensive list. You know, me too. Like Eckhart Tolle was one of the first ones that resonated with me. Power Now when he wrote that, because with him, the biggest thing I saw there, what was like a aha moment for me was I always thought I was my thoughts, but like when I heard him in the book and on the audio, saying that you're aware of your thoughts, so how can you be your thoughts? That kind of resonated with me. Like, yeah, well, that makes sense. Like, how can I, if I'm witnessing the thoughts, how can I be the thoughts?
Hmm.
So that resonated with me. And then I was listening to The Greatest Secret with Rhonda Byrne. She had wrote The Secret, which that was all about like manifesting, like you can create your reality, just by your thoughts and believing them. And then she came out like with a second book called The Greatest Secret. And in that book, she had a lot of non-duality speakers on there, like Rupert Spira's on there, Muji was on there, Sailor Bob was on there, and David
I like
Bingham.
Paul Hederman too because he shouts out like the Zen scribes like Hui Neng or Huang Po, all those Chinese guys.
Yeah, but she had all these different ones like in the book, and in the book she said that she realized her true nature from talking to David Bingham, and he was a
Hmm.
non-duality teacher, and David Bingham had heard it from somebody you mentioned, John Wheeler. He
Oh,
was on he
really?
was yeah, John Wheeler was
Hmm.
where David Bingham heard realized his true nature. There was a radio talk that he had. Can't think of the name of it, but I could send it over to you.
I've
Um,
probably seen them all the John
yeah,
Wheeler on
yeah, he
YouTube.
was he
It's
was
not
like
that
being
much.
yeah, that's true. He was being interviewed. I don't know if you heard the one where he was being interviewed on the radio station. Um, I forget the girl's name, but she
There's a
was
couple of
interviewed.
them, so I don't know. It
Yeah,
might be with
I know he
Sabine.
talked with Charlie Hayes and all that
Yeah.
too. Like those talks were pretty good. I mean, his pointers are just he's just so clear. It's just like, well, it's what's right here. It's the beingness. We're overthinking it. It's just what's already here. It's already present. It's already your beingness. You are what you're looking for. Like he always made it simple, and that's what I like about us. That's why I resonate with a lot of the people that talk direct. Even Emerson, I think we talked about Emerson before. He's very direct too, the way that he
Hmm.
speaks. And he used to be like more radical, but I don't know if you noticed some of his later things that he's been doing. He's kind of shying away from more the radical and more just saying like this kind of like similar to John Wheel, like this is what it is. Like he'll do a lot of like there's no past, there's no future, what's in between. You take away knowledge, what's here. It's just
It
like
sounds radical when you try and talk about it because you can't talk about it. So
yeah, because it's unknowable, and then you can't use the words because all the words are made up. So what do you do? Like,
yeah, saying words are made up is radical to many people.
yeah, I know they're like, oh, what do you mean all words are made up? I know.
Even good? Even me?
Yeah, it's like we give it all these meanings and these stories, but what's actually happening is right here, right now. But we get lost in the words and the thoughts and the stories. They kind of take us out of it. But Muji was funny too. I listened to a lot of his videos too. And he wears like the dreads, and he's got like the sat songs, and he's got like all these people coming in. Um, but he's pretty clear too, because he points right to it too, very directly. There's no person here. I'm here to eat a person or something like that. But I mean, there's flavor for everyone, and they're all included. Like all points of view are included in this, in what you are, and it's already the case. You can't improve on awareness. It's already whole and complete, and everyone that's listening to this, they are already whole and complete. They're not missing anything. It's just that they've been conditioned to believe that they're in lack or they're not complete somehow through the conditioning, maybe their upbringing, the way they were brought up, their
Yeah, that's
social
just going through the
environments.
human system. That's
Yeah,
fine. The human's gonna think stuff. That's just the way the human is.
that's okay. Yeah. And when we're okay with it, there's a lightness with it. And there's more compassion, I would say. I feel more compassion for like, the character Rob, the human,
All
the human
humans.
Rob. There's more compassion for him, you know? he feels everything, feels the anger, feels the depression, feels the excitement, feels the joy. He goes through the full gamut of them, but he also recognizes that it's a frequency game. So why not play more with fun, more with joy, more with inspiration, more with compassion, have some fun, some lightness. It's a fun frequency to be on.
It's funny when you stare at something for too long, like it can start glowing in your eyes. Yeah, just looking at you, like you start transforming into all these shapes. It's funny. And
You know,
then
it's so,
recently I've been into oh, so no, go
yeah, no,
ahead.
go. No, I'm just saying, I just sometimes I like just sitting in the silence and it feels good.
Yeah. No, you don't need anything to add on to the silence, but if you have a whim, let it be your whimsy.
Yeah. So whimsy away. What were you going to say?
Oh, recently, because I hated this. I didn't hate him. I just thought, what is this guy on? Is he an egomaniac? Yuji Krishnamurti.
Oh,
He's a notion annihilator.
an ego notion annihilator.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like an ease of being. So it's like an easiness. Like
But I feel like there's no need, like, is there a need to settle into this? Because it already is this. So
can't really
it's
add
kind
to
of
it
like
by you can't add to it though. You know what I mean?
yeah,
How
yeah.
do you
That's why
add
I've
to
I've heard stories of well, everyone knows the Zen notion chop wood carry water, right?
it?
And like so I'm kind of getting back to that and I forgot where I was going.
That's okay too.
Yeah.
Chop wood, carry one. Going back to that. You're going back to like just to the ordinary,
Yeah,
like
like
the ordinary day
because
to day,
before I
right?
got into spirituality, spirituality was like a medicine, a panacea for the things that were bothering me. And all that was bothering me was being stressed out and being too serious about life. But without that, it's still life. You know, you still got to make a living and you still, I don't know, like as an artist, the pursuit of greatness is enrapturing and there's so much gravity there and it's attractive, you know? So to go into that knowing that like we know the timeless, but seeds take time to sprout. So like, you know, your instrument takes time to chisel away at and make sure it articulates and resonates in all the ways you want. And just to gain mastery like in your human form, knowing that you're beyond the human, but just to work on your human because you love the human. So that's where I'm
Yeah,
at. I'm
I
just
mean, because you have a
learning.
perspective now where you know what you are. You know you're the timeless beingness, the effortless being. And so when you're operating from there in the human experience, it makes the human experience more playful, more fun, more light, more artistic. You can function from effortless being. And so then inspiration comes through naturally and you're having fun with it. It's more like a carefree, easy, compassionate for the human as he's going through his day to day, operating as an artist in his everyday. There's a lightness there, there's a fun, there's a joy. And so you're just going back to that. You're taking knowing what you are into your everyday life as a human being.
Oh yeah, I remembered what the thing was. It was about some monk who, because you know the monks they shun everything, right? They leave it all behind. But
Yeah.
it was like some monk ran into some other monk, and he was about it's something about this that now instead of pushing the world away, he's trying to hold on to people as tight as he can. And
Oh,
I actually really resonate with that because like people are special and people die, and that's terrible and sad, you know, like it's part of life, whatever. But like make the most of your relations is the point.
yeah. Because you don't want to have any. I think the biggest thing is you don't want to have any regrets, you know? Like, why wasn't I, embrace that person while we're there? Why would I hold that grudge against that person? Embrace them now, love them now, because you don't want to have that regret. Because, like you said, it's fragile. The human being is fragile. It could just
It's
go like
temporal for
that.
sure.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh man, why would, why do you make such a big deal about that? It's not, there's really no big deal here, you know? Why have the regret? Just be cool with people, treat them right, how you want to be treated. It always comes back to you. Always
It might
does.
not even be like enmity. There might not even be friction between you. It's just space, distance, and maybe even like a respect for each other's sovereignty too much. Like, I don't know. I'm Canadian, so we're used to being too kind. There's such a thing as being too nice. It's not always, it can be detrimental. It can, yeah,
Boundaries are important, right?
for sure.
I mean, boundaries, put up
But
boundaries.
sometimes you're being too nice. You're actually overstepping your own boundary. Like you're abusing yourself sometimes. This will only resonate with a few, what I'm saying.
No, no, I get what you're saying because you have to take care of you first, and that sounds selfish, maybe looking from the outside, but you have to be selfish for yourself first and put up boundaries because people will suck that energy away. And if you can't like be good in your own space, how are you going to help other people if you're not filled up yourself? If you're not feeling full, and safe and alive yourself because you're always giving and you're emptying out, then you have nothing to give and then you fall. You can't get poor enough to help poor people. You can't get sad enough to help sad people. You can't get depressed enough to help depressed people.
On the
But when
money.
you're abundant and you're joyful and you're happy, that kind of energy that fills people up. Anybody that comes into your presence in your surroundings as you move through your day, they're just lifted up. When you're lifted up and you're carrying that energy, when you're coming from that fullness, that abundance.
And you're attracted to those energies as well.
Yeah, and
You
those
can
those
synergize.
energies will attract you and resonate with you, come to you and appear in your life experience. It's cool how it works, especially when
Yeah,
you
there's
see your
some,
direct experience, when you see it,
yeah, some magic to it.
feels magical.
I mean, we are the lucky ones. We're the lucky sperm that made it to the egg. So let luck reign.
Yeah. So be appreciative of it, enjoy it, use our talents to the full, and not only help ourselves, help others. Not that
Yeah, and
anybody need help.
even talent is a word, right? Like talent is like affinity that's been developed, I think. It's like you're naturally drawn to something and then your curiosity and your interest and your willingness, that's what helps us advance and expand.
And those type of things come natural to us, like, and we all have that, that thing that we feel natural about that comes naturally, whatever that talent is. It's something that comes natural to us. And as we're doing it, there's a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, like, wow, that's why I'm here to do this. It becomes easy to me and other people around you are benefited by it. So when you're in that flow and you're in tune with that within yourself, then it kind of just you kind of know what your talent is and then it lifts others up around you. And then you feel that fulfillment that you can't get from trying to fill it up in the material world by, getting that car, getting that girl, getting that house, getting that boat, getting that yacht, getting that, record deal, whatever it is, you're looking for that fulfillment outside of yourself, but you're already whole and complete. The fulfillment is within. It's not what's out here. Not saying that going after those things, that's fine as long as you're full here. Those things become playful to you. They become a
It,
joy
it
of play.
comes out
That's
of here. Like it's only going to show up once it's resonating within. Like you're not going to see the fruits of your labor until, you're juicy.
Yeah, you got to feel juicy inside and full and abundant and joy. You feel it inside, and then it kind of flows up and shows up on the outside. It's not when you're coming from a place of lack or neediness and you're trying to grab those things to fill the inside
It'll
because
never,
it's
you'll never
not going to work.
satiate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've seen too.
Well, we've seen celebrities that have taken their lives. Like, why? Or
Yeah.
not just celebrities, but rock stars, like super successful, seemingly self-realized people in the materialistic sense, right?
So that goes to show you that the fulfillment is not found outside you, it's found within you. So if you're trying to get money, fame, to fill that feeling of that void that you have in you, that sense of something's missing. And a lot of people that go on that seeking journey that I talk to, a lot of them will say, Rob, the whole reason I'm here sitting in front of you is because I always felt like my whole life, like something was lacking, something's missing, and I don't know what it is. And some of the people I talk to are famous. They do have money. They've tried getting the money. They've tried getting the fame. They go, I've built the businesses. I married the right girl. I followed everything society said. I got the boat. I got the house. I got the career I want. I'm still not happy. What the fuck am I doing wrong? What is it? What is it I'm doing wrong? They want to know. And a lot of it is they're just looking for that fulfillment outside of themselves. If they just look inside and realize their true nature on what they truly are, that they're already whole and complete, and this effortless being that they are, and knowing that, that's what fills that void. That's what they're looking for. What they're looking for is themselves. They are what they're looking for.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just the problems that they're looking for something and they don't even have a clear image of what they're looking for. So how can you ever find what you're looking for when you don't know what you're looking for? Stop looking.
So then it's clarity, right? So then what's needed there is clarity. Let's get clear on what is it that you really want? What is it that you're really after? Let's look at that together. And you kind of have that space with them where they can flush that out and hope and get some clarity. How can you get what you want if you don't know what you want?
And hubris, but maybe like people are unique, so this might not apply to everyone, but I think most people just need the same things, to be taken care of and to have good friends and family and, to keep growing and just like it's real simple stuff, honestly. Like society should not be in the shape it's in. Hopefully it'll change for the better soon. Or every day possibly it is changing, but who
Yeah,
knows?
we can be the change we want, right? And the change in
Exactly.
the world that it starts with us, right? Us feeling whole and complete, knowing what we truly are, and then that's expanding out. And like we said, it's a frequency game. Play on the frequencies. Are we in a state of appreciation each day? I mean, we can all. I don't care what situation anyone is listening to this. So I've been there too. I've had cancer. I grew up poor and all that, and we can always find something to be grateful for. Whether we're alive today, we're breathing. You know, whatever it is. The moon's out, the sun. I got something to eat. There's always something. Or we can just focus on my life sucks. I hate my dad. I hate
And
this
those are
girl
just
let me
habits.
down.
Those
You know?
kind of thoughts, they've been conditioned into us,
Yeah.
probably by ourselves and society, but it's just a frame of mind. You just break the
Yeah.
frame, paint something new.
Yeah. Because you can replace it with something new. Because it's almost like the power of attention. You can put your attention on whatever you want. We have the power to do that. If I'm in a state of appreciation and gratitude, it's going to be hard for me to like thinking about, hating that person. If I'm already, or if I'm having fun and I'm being, I'm having joy and I'm playing with my boys and, having a good time. It's going to be hard to like hate on somebody like at that moment. You know what I mean? Like I can't have both of those frequencies or both of those life experiences happening at the same time if I'm playing in that world. So why not be intentional about it? I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm saying.
You
You know
have
what
the
I'm
freedom
saying?
to. Like,
Yeah.
what does Ramana say? If you feel like an individual, then you'll have a sense of free will. So if you have that sense of will, then just use it for the best for all mankind, or just for yourself, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just life. It's gonna happen. So
And that's another thing, like just letting up. I remember that always trying to like control everything, control every outcome. I felt like I was like the doer or the controller of everything. There's kind of a freedom in seeing that life's running like listen, life's doing its own thing. It's playing its own song, it's running its own race. You don't control it. It's
no, it's
happening.
hubris. We didn't
It's
design our
happening.
DNA. We didn't design the earth and the sun. It's like we're just here. We
We're
wake up one
just
day
here.
and we're like,
Life's
yo,
life's lifing, man. Like, why am I gonna resist it or try to control it? I can't. There's a humility in that, and humbling yourself and realizing this is life, man. It's gonna happen and you don't control it. So why not play nice with it?
I mean, if you're a jerk, you're gonna have to, according to those near-death experience accounts, you're gonna have to feel all the pain you inflicted on others. So you might as well be good.
Yeah. And we kind of know intuitively when you say good, we know what that feels like. You know what it feels like when you're being a jerk or when you're being cool with people. I mean, you know what that feels like inside. Let that be your guidance. It's like that intuition, that internal intuition that we all
Yeah,
have.
intelligence.
Infant intelligence is kind of working behind the scenes, orchestrating everything and doing everything effortlessly with ease. So we might as well just rest, right? Just rest, have some fun, and feel the inspiration, whatever feel inspired to do, do it, and just like trust life that it's taking care of everything. Infant intelligence is taking care of everything for you. Stay open, relax into awareness. You can't help but do it anyway. It's already here. It's here already. It's in every life experience that we've ever had. This beingness of this consciousness has always been here. It's silent, doesn't even talk. It's it's this silence, this silent perfume of peace, this uncaused joy that's always here in every life experience. And it's been here since we can remember, since we're two, whatever far back your memory goes. It's never changed, it's unchanging. Everything else changes within it, but everything is it. It takes shapes and sizes, but it collapses into the infinite ocean that it is. It's just waves, but you're part of the waves, and the waves crash and they go back into the ocean, and it's all whole and complete. It's like Sailor Bob said, and you mentioned him earlier, like, what's wrong with right now unless you think about it? I mean, if you look around your direct experience, it's whole, complete. It's just when we go to the mind, sometimes it'll stir up something, some problem or something, and say, you need this, or what's next, or what's next? What if there's no next?
But then there is a next, and then there isn't. I like how you were pointing to Satchitananda earlier, but I also feel like trying to find the joy and the peace can be a trap.
Because
But
you're
you
not
were
separate.
manifesting it. Like I felt it when you were speaking of it.
You did. The energy behind it, right? It's already here. That's the thing, man. Like, you know, searching for it outside of yourself is just turn around and It's all here, man. That's like the cosmic joke, right? Like everybody out there looking, searching, doing all this, and the whole time you are what you're looking for, that which is looking out for, it's already here.
Everyone's heard of Leela, the cosmic Leela, but how many people actually dance every day? Get loose.
Let go. Shh. Be free.
Feels good?
Yeah, sometimes I do that. I just put Alexa on. If I say Alexa, she might start turning on. You say Alexa, and then you tell her to put a jam on, and it'll just be like dancing in my living room. Nobody's watching. Just be free, because like you feel like there's no one here when you're doing that. You're just one with life, and you're just letting life flow through you. It feels effortless, and like you're just lost and gone into it. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful freedom feeling.
That's a beautiful expression of the non-duality of it. Now, for the dualists, you could say dance like no one's watching, or you could say dance like all your ancestors are watching, or even your what's the opposite of an ancestor? Your descendants? Yeah, your
Descendants.
future descendants are watching. You could say something like that. You're dancing with your future descendant, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, whatever concept makes you happy. Concepts are just there to make you happy. Ultimately, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
All points of view are welcome within this awareness that you are. It's all allowed. And consciousness and awareness isn't stained by anything. It all
not just
collapses.
tinted for the moment.
Yeah, it's it for the moment. And then it passes, right? And it's back to this.
So how you doing? Like, how's your books and you on cruises?
Yeah,
What's
books are
going
doing
on?
good. Like I did Awakening to Effortless Being was the first book I came out with, and I that one I got on Audible. A lot of people seem to like the Audible because like if they're driving around, they can just listen to it, or if they're walking around. So I've been in the process of getting more of the books on Audible because it seems like that's what people want. The other thing, I just got back
And
from
do you
Amsterdam.
narrate themselves? Because that's something that people would appreciate, I think.
Okay, well, I'm glad you told me that because I tried doing that on my computer, and then when I sent it over to Audible, they were like, "Sorry, it didn't hit like because I don't have a studio like where I'm at, like in my house. So I guess it has certain measurements you have to have for them to do it. So it got rejected. So then I went on Audible, and you know how they have the different people, like you have different artists and stuff on there you can hire. So I got this girl Rebecca Hamilton, out of California. I mean, out of actually she's out of Canada, but not, I think it's Toronto, but that's not by you. Um, but she did the book for me, but she's got a great voice. She did it good. But I think you're right. I had other people tell me that too. They're like, Rob, why don't you just do it in your voice? And that was the only reason I didn't do it in my voice. But maybe you're right. Maybe this conversation will inspire me to look into, I don't know, maybe go into a studio somewhere and recording it myself. That would actually be fun, actually, I think, but to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need a super professional studio. But there's professional music that's made in unprofessional studios. So
Oh yeah.
as long as it's like clean, and there's studio trickery to enhance the sounds. So
Yeah, I guess maybe certain mics and stuff that you use and stuff like that would probably help, you know,
yeah,
different kind of mics and stuff.
compression or normalizing and
I should
stuff like
play with
that.
that. That'd be fun because people would want to hear it in your own voice. And the thing that I like too with Rhonda Byrne's book, I don't know if you heard that one, The Greatest Secret, but she even had like all like the background noises and stuff on it, which I thought was cool. And she had like she had like Muji's voice on there, Rupert Spira's voice on there, David Bingham's voice. They were all on there, which made it cool because like you could hear it coming from even Sailor Bob with that Australian accent. You could hear it on there, and that's really what popped. Because when David Bingham said, "You're the infinite being having a human experience," he did it in his British tongue that he said it. But that's kind of like when I felt that
And
that
his
shift.
actual resonance as well.
Yeah, yeah. So you're right. That's something I should definitely look into. But yeah, so I've been
Yeah,
doing books, and then I just got back from a cruise. I was in flew into Amsterdam. Great
cool.
city, man. Yeah, I did
Yeah,
red light district. Wild. You ever been to red light district?
not yet.
It's wild there, dude. Like they're literally we have like these lights that shine, and they're in these rooms. These girls, of course, they're dressed scantily, and they're trying to like come on over here, because but it's legal there. Like because I did actually did the they had a sex museum there, where you could do like the tour and they would educate you. I mean, it's like it's a legitimate business. I mean, that's how they make money. You know what I mean? And but it was very interesting. Like the whole canals are nice. Like they have like these little canal boats you go on, like with the wine and cheese. It's just like a cool vibe. And there's people like all over from Europe. So I met people from Germany. I met people from, Finland, all over the place, which was cool because a lot of, and there's like a lot of outside cafes. Like you're walking around. The vibe is just cool. Everybody's just, I don't know, in a good mood. So then I jumped on a cruise ship there. And like, you know what I do? Like I meet with people on the cruise ships that want to talk about this and we'll do like little coaching or whatever mirror sessions with them on the cruise ship. So that was kind of fun. And then we went to Germany, we went to Estonia, Finland, Denmark. You know what was really cool? I went to this place called the Ice Bar. You ever hear about Ice Bar? Oh, it was really cool. They had one in Amsterdam, and they also had one in Copenhagen, in Denmark. And oh no, yeah, it was Denmark. Yeah. Then what it is basically you walk in. There's these big ice sculptures, and they're playing like this like high energy club music. And then they have a bartender behind this big ice bar, and it has like these ice glasses, and they take this ice cold vodka mix and they pour it in there. But they put these jackets on you and these gloves. So you're wearing like these jackets and gloves, and it's like freezing in there. It's like below zero because I have the ice in there. So they got the high energy music going. You got the bartender with that, and we're all like walking around with these like big like fur coat jackets on, and we're like drinking this vodka, and they have like all these different like props and stuff, these ice sculptures that you can sit there and drink with. But it was the coolest experience. I haven't seen anything like that in the United States. I was telling a couple of my buddies about
Interesting.
it. Like, we should open up one in the United States. It would kill it. It would freaking kill it in the United States. There's only two in the world, and they're all
Definitely
in
in the
Europe.
southern states where it's hot, that might be a hit.
Yeah, yeah, right. Get some cold because they always want to do it. Yeah, like California or even Florida.
Texas, New Orleans,
Yeah, any of those spots. An ice bar would be really cool.
Atlanta.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. And over there too, when you're on the cruise ship, like in that part of the world, it was more like a Nordic cruise. So like I said, I was going like Germany, Estonia, Sweden, Denmark, all those. So when you're going along there, it stays out lighter later. So it'll be like 10 o'clock at night, and they still be having like parties on the ship. Everybody be hanging out, like having like, parties and stuff. But yeah, it was a good time. They had some good comedians on there. They do like Broadway shows. Like I always recommend people like cruise is the way to go. And I got to see like six different countries in that short amount of time when I was there, which is cool because it docks and then you just go out for the day. So you just do excursion or you just see your highlights. But I really liked Finland, and I could see why a lot of people like Finland. They actually that was ranked like one of the happiest people in the world. And I kind of got a
Hmm.
flavor for why. I don't know, just like the way the whole city's set up. They have like some of these like big like mega churches. They just look the beautiful design of everything. They keep all their buildings like pristine. And I don't know, it's just such a different culture. The vibe of the people were just, I don't know what it was. They just like maybe because it's surrounded by water and stuff. Like I don't know. Like they would just all
It's
seem
so
like
interesting. Like Europe, there's so many different languages and cultures in like, a condensed area compared to America where everyone's speaking English and like, you know, like
yeah.
there is regionality, but just like you were saying, like there must be something in the culture, the way they cook, the way they, I don't know, the way they raise each other up. Who knows what it is? The way the words work. Who knows
Yeah, just walking around, you could feel the difference. You're like, what is going on?
what
Like,
they
you
eat?
could, yeah, the food, everything, the restaurants, the vibe, just looking outside when you're walking around. Like I said, the big monuments, the big like churches, like the old, it's like some of it's like old, but it's like kept in like pristine shape, which was pretty cool.
There's
But
some
that ice bar
restoration
was kind of,
probably.
what's
It's crazy
that?
when you think like the Sistine Chapel has been restored. So like a lot of these paintings, even that you look at, are not the originals anymore.
I know. And when I walk into some of these churches, they're like, way big with these big like statues and murals and stuff. And you're just kind of like, when you like, if you're not used to that, I'm not used to that. So when I walked into that, I was like, whoa,
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
yeah, I was like insane. I was like, what is this? Like in the middle of the city, they got these like historic, big, like mega churches with all of this. I mean, you could tell this one church was like made of gold and stuff. Like how much money and stuff must be in some of these
Yeah.
churches. Like it's got to be
How many people
insane.
they could feed?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, you could feed everybody in the city for all that money some of these churches are
But
made.
that crazy experience when you're in a grand place and you feel like, whoa, like the vista or the panoramic feel of it. And yet it's just the same consciousness, just giving you the illusion of
Yes.
three-dimensional variation and colors and shapes, and but it's just this.
Yeah. It
So
still
weird.
always goes back to just this consciousness taking shapes and sizes and showing you that particular experience. Another perception in consciousness. But it's cool. It was, I don't know. Cruise was fun. Met some cool people. It was a good time. Made some friends. Going on another one too in March. I already booked that one. I already got some clients lined up for that one. Let's go into the Panama Canal. Then we go to Panama, Colombia, and then the ABC Islands, like, Aruba, Bonaire, all those different ones. So looking forward to that one. That should be fun.
Fun, fun, fun.
I haven't been to any of those. How about you? You travel much?
Uh, Not enough. I have big plans in the future, but not quite yet.
Oh yeah. Where's the coolest place you ever been?
Uh, I don't know what's cooler than any other place. I love Japan. I loved Rishikesh. I want to see more of India because that's the motherland for me, for my rishtadar. Um, there's cool places I haven't been, so I want to see more, honestly. I want
I
to see
think Fuji
Brazil.
used to be in he used to be in India, but now I think
Yeah,
he's in
he was in
Portugal,
Rishikesh.
right?
Yeah,
He's
now
got
he's
some
in
kind of
Portugal, Mount Sahaja
retreat
or something
center
like
out
that.
there, right? Yeah, in Portugal.
And I'd
Greece
love
looks
to
pretty
see
cool too.
yeah, Greece, Italy, Thailand would be cool.
Yeah,
Egypt.
such a big world,
Uh,
and that's what I realized going on the cruise ship and seeing all those countries in that short amount of time. It's a big world out there, dude. Like people don't realize. Sometimes we just get in our own zone and we just think this is all. There's a huge world out there, man. With people like living different lives that you have no idea. Like I saw some luxury lifestyles that you'd be like, I didn't understand like how people like they live like totally different lives than you would even imagine. You can't like the mind can't even comprehend it. Like when you're exposed, you're like, whoa, like there's like a whole nother world out there, a whole nother world to explore and to enjoy. I encourage people, man, like get out there, man.
no, I would love to see. It's a goal of mine to see every shore.
Love
Might be
that.
ambitious.
I like to do it when I'm young because I remember one time my brother was in the hospital and I was spending time at the hospital a lot to see him, and I would talk, be a friendly with some of the patients there, and a lot of them would tell me they're like, Rob, I didn't, here's one of my regrets is I didn't get to go on that trip, I didn't get to go on that cruise, I didn't get to go on that vacation, I didn't go, travel to that place I wanted to. He goes, they were always like, if I can impart one thing to you, go for it because like now for me it's too late, and that's like my regret. So my biggest thing is I don't want to have the regret that I didn't do that thing that I wanted to do. I didn't travel to that place that I wanted to go. I didn't take that trip, because I let the mind come in and say, oh, you can't get off work or your career, or you don't have the money to do it, or you got to find a spot for the
Yeah, I've
kid, or
missed weddings with that
whatever
type of
objections.
thinking.
You know what I'm saying? Like the mind will kind of come in and put that limitation. You got to just like be like, don't believe it, man. Like you can go because what I find is once you make a decision, you just line up with it, everything else gets taken care of. But it's like that power of making a decision in your life and going for it. You find the money will show up, the circumstances will show up, that whatever the objection the mind's telling you not, because we're infinite beings. Like we can be doing have anything we want. You come from that mindset and you really believe it, it shows up, man. It really does when you're playing on that frequency. That's what I found. That's how I'm able to travel around and do the things that I do because I really believe that in my heart, and it's proven to me time and time again as as the ground, as I walk, the ground appears, kind of thing. And it's for everybody. I'm nobody special. I just believe it and I know it. That's where you get that conviction from too. Like when you really know something, like you can feel it. Like it comes like from within. Like you can feel it's like this knowingness, kind of like you're a guy, you're a girl, whatever. You're like that deep. It's like that knowingness, that conviction that you have. So then you're able to speak that way and carry that energy and that I don't know, that determination, I want to say, or whatever it is. It's really strong and motivating and it makes you take that inspired action. It's like nothing can stop you. Like you just go for it. Like you get on the computer, you book the cruise, you get on the computer, you book the airline, whatever it is. That's all you're doing. You're watching yourself do it and you're like, I'm doing it. And then everything else just lines up. It's amazing every time, every time.
Hmm.
So my inspiration for people is, man, go for it. Like if something's like burning in you, don't let the limitations of the mind stop you. Go for it. Everything will work out. The ground will appear as you walk.
Love it.
You're meant to have fun, man. Life's meant to be fun, meant to be enjoyed. The human experience is a gift. Like you said in the beginning, like the sperm came out, like, well, it's a gift that we're here. It really is. Are we really treating it that way, I don't want to have that regret. I don't want to be that guy in that hospital bed being like, dude, like, why didn't I do that? Why not travel while I was young? Why am I going to wait till I'm so cold retired? Can't retirement be like an attitude that I carry right here, right now? You and I just say we're retired right now? Let's go play. Can you do it? Can you see through the mind's objections? Can you go play right now? Not give a fuck what the mind says? Just go for it. Can you do it? It's talking rhetorically, of course. It's kind of the mindset, the energy, the attitude that you're carrying with you as you move through the earth. You ever done a
I
cruise
mean, you know
ship?
you can. You know you can. You might just pretend otherwise. But
And sometimes we pretend because maybe we really don't want it. Is it
that's
that
what
we
I
don't
think
want it?
about a lot of stuff. Like, I think seekers enjoy seeking. I think some depressed people, some of it might be clinical and chemical, but I think some people like being sad. So some people they just get in a groove and it's time to shake up and just do what you actually want to, what you're actually meant to.
We must be getting something out of it, right? In order to keep doing it, getting something out of it. And a lot of people, like I think that they seek and stuff like that because they're not feeling fulfilled. And then you have some that are did you ever hear of spiritual bypassing? You know what I mean by that? Like it's almost like they don't want to feel the feeling, so it's almost like an escape for them. They figure if they could just throw themselves into like no one here and like that radical stuff, or just throw themselves into seeking here, going to India, going to satsangs and traveling all around and reading every book and spending day and night, just seeking and search. It's almost like they're escaping what's right here. They don't want to
I'll be
deal with
radical
what's
and
right.
say I advocate for spiritual bypassing, but you have to stand
Yeah.
on it. You have to really live it if you're gonna. Shortcuts exist. Take
Yeah.
them if you want.
We are spiritual bypassing, right? You don't have to feel. It's almost like we're consenting to being an individual if we're saying that we're going to feel that feeling. You know what I mean? It's like because there's some that would say, well, you have to, welcome those feelings. You got to process those feelings. It can be very exhausting though to do it that way. Wouldn't it be better, or isn't it a relief to know that you don't have to do that? You could just simply decline the invitation and not even play with it, not even say that to personalize that thought, to say that that thought doesn't even
Invitations.
apply to a separate you, right? Is that spiritual?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, how do you look at it? Like, it just depends what angle you're looking at it, I guess. But it just seems like to me, it's a relief to know that I don't have to process every feeling or every emotion or every memory, or every thought and sit there and release it and do all that. I can just say, decline the invitation to play, to even play and give my attention to it or acknowledge it, or to open the envelope of the invitation and read it, or to click login to that thought. I can just
Yeah.
simply decline it. It's
Nothing's
just
actually important. It's only as important as you make it, as you consent to.
perfectly said. I love the way you're clear on your words like that.
Yeah, I was good at English.
Good job.
That's probably
Another,
what led me down this poetry path. But
you're
then it also culminated in seeing words are all bullshit, which actually opens up the emptiness, the Buddhist emptiness to see, oh well, you can use whatever word because it's all just flavor. Nothing's actually valid and accurate. We're just painting.
Now that can be poetry, right? What's next for you?
Uh, Same old thing, bro. I'm just practicing all the time, basically. Just trying to get as good as I can get, quote unquote. As intricate and as free as I.
What projects you're working on?
Oh, geez, I just got a I got a bucket load. I have so
Really?
many projects, so many so many songs, so many and then also outside of music, I have stories that I need to develop. Um, episodic treatments and perhaps films. I don't know, stories, everything's a story.
Feel that.
So I'm just passionate about what brings me passion. So
And for you, that's what?
it's art. It's art, It's everything's like engineering or medicine. So art is both. You engineer medicine.
Love that. What's your favorite artist?
Oh, I couldn't pick. Who's resonating now, That's
Yeah.
that's more
Yeah, who's
within
resonating
reach.
now, I should say. Yeah.
Uh yeah, let me just reveal all the secrets. I'm trying to get a Willie Hutch type resonance in my voice.
Oh
I love
yeah?
Willie Hutch from the 70s.
Oh wow, look at that.
Um and I think I only have like 3 Prince albums left to hear. He's so prolific. He has like 50 million albums,
Oh yeah.
but working my way because I just feel like all the greats were influenced by someone. And so just the way I was tracing lineages of spiritual paths, now I'm just tracing artistic paths and
Love
seeing
that.
where they got it from. For example, like Steve Perry, big fan of Sam Cooke, and you can hear it in his intervals. Steve Perry of Journey fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most famous person, artist you ever met?
Uh, I don't know if actors or artists. I met Shah Rukh Khan at the airport, and I wish I had a bigger conversation with them. Musically, I don't know. I met J. Cole. I met Shock G, who discovered Tupac. Sir Mix-a-Lot. I don't know. I've seen like I don't know because I used to be on a wave that was like, oh, respect these artists, give them their space, Canadian vibration. And now I'm like, no, no, no. I'm gonna just go up and say hi from now on. So, you know, I don't know. I'm probably missing some really obvious ones. Whatever.
I met Adam Sandler once.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did. My sister got into being an extra on some movie films down in Philadelphia. And there was this film he did called Hustle. It was about he was a coach and he got somebody in the NBA for the basketball that was in another country. So I got to be one of those like extras on the sideline with the camera running up and down the thing. So I got to meet Adam Sandler, and he'd always bring his dog on the set. And he's like, "Hey Rob, like my dog." Like, he was cool. Like you could like literally like be like you and I here. He would just like cool. He would just like talk, tell
Yeah.
stories and stuff. But there'd be some NBA players there, and they were just like shooting hoops like before the scene and stuff. But yeah, it was kind of cool, like being around that whole vibe. That was one I was in. Then I was in Fresh Prince of Bel Air, the new one with the young kid.
Oh,
They had filmed that first one was down in Philly, in South Philly, and so I volunteered there, and they're like the producer's like, "Hey, we want you to be like a cop in the first scene." So I'm dressed up like as a Philly cop. Mind you, it's like in downtown Philly, and during that time there was a lot of strife between the police and and the neighborhood with the people, like because with the cops and everything, there's some tension and stuff like that there. But so even as I'm walking around, they're like, you can see them like looking at me and stuff. Um, but they had this one scene on the basketball court. I don't know if you've ever watched the show, like the new
the
Fresh.
original, not the new one.
Yeah, that's what I
I
said.
didn't even know there
There's
was a
this
new
new
one.
one with the young kid. I forget his name, but this is the young kid on there. And they have this one scene where at the basketball court, and they get into a fight, and the one guy pulls out like a gun. So me and this other cop, we come riding up in the cop car. You can actually see it, like it's in like the very first scene.
Cool.
So we get out of the car, and then like we throw him up against the fence, and then you see me like holding him down like this and like taking the gun. I didn't have any words in it, but I was just like, just doing that. But that was kind of cool to do that. And then the other movie I was in was Creed 2. I was a guy like ringing the bell. So I
Cool.
got to meet Michael Jordan, the big guy.
We got the same birthday.
Yeah, he's got the he was fighting like that Russian boxer, dude. This dude was huge. He was actually a professional Russian boxer. It was a real fight. Michael Jordan was definitely getting his ass kicked, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but they had that one guy on there, the stunt guy. I don't know if he was the one from the Matrix or whatever. They were doing like the fight scene, so he was like we got to see them like how they did it and stuff like that. So that was kind of fun. And then of course I met Rocky. He was in that movie
Yeah.
too. He was in that movie too.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he was like telling
Stallone
like
was there?
yeah, he was there. He was
Woo.
the coach, one of the
This is
the
Creed
coaches.
2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah, he
wasn't
was one of
involved
the
in
coach.
Creed 3, I heard.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so he was there. Who was there? And he was telling like Rambo stories and stuff like that in between the sets. But he was cool because he would
I
just like
love him.
be he would just be BSing with us, just like talking. And then he would go, okay, ready, rolling. He would just jump like he could just like literally just roll. He'd be like, ha, ha, blah, blah, and then just jump like right into it.
And
And
he's
then
the guy that
his
believed in himself, if you know his
yeah,
story.
yeah, I know he went through a lot and then he turned his life around. But I know he gives away a lot of stuff too. People tell me, but that his daughter actually came on the set while he was there. I think I should say Instagram model or star or something, but she was there. Um, we got to meet her too. But no, it was just like a whole fun experience. And even like, if they had this camera that was on like what do they call that? The roller coaster tracks that would go around for the cinematography. However, they do like I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, but in the scene, like how they're doing it, that's how they have to do the cameras. They have to have it like speeding around. So it was really cool just to see like all like the background stuff, like how all that works. So if I would recommend anybody, if you ever get like an opportunity to, just I mean, you're not making a lot of money being an extra, but it's just cool just to experience
I
it and
mean, you
do
can
it.
you can make a lot more than you make doing some other menial work.
Agreed.
Just hasn't, yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And it's fun because you get, being around that vibe, and I don't know, it's fun just meeting them, and it was a good time. So I have
Sounds
stories
like it.
I have stories I can tell my friends. They're like, "Where you at?" I was like, "Okay, I'll show you on my phone." I got like a picture. Like you don't believe. I'm like, oh, you watch it, you'll blink though because it's like 2 seconds. There's my 2 seconds of fame.
Word. And I forgot some big deal meetings of mine. I met Bone Thugs. Like I had a short conversation with Busy Bone and Lazy Bone, who are huge inspirations on me musically.
Nice.
And I got to rap with DMX one time. That was insane.
Wow, that was
Um,
cool.
but also as far as artists that like mean a lot to me, I love Charlie Kaufman. Is it Charlie or is it Andy? No, it's Charlie Kaufman. He wrote like Being John Malkovich, and I love all his films. Um, and Grant Morrison, I would love to meet. He's a comic book writer. He's a genius.
Nice.
Definitely check out his stuff if you can.
Yeah, I will.
You can. And who else like artists? Because I was just thinking of like the sonics and the aesthetics, but there's actually something to like the transmission of something. Like Rumi, Rumi's an artist.
Yeah, definitely an artist. Love that. Those are so cool to get together and just shooting the stuff. It's always a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do it
do
again
it again
sometime.
sometime.
Yeah, let's do it again sometime. All right, bro. Think we'll close out here. What do you think? Anything else you got on your mind?
Um, Station.
Station.
Just be excellent to each other.
Yeah. Be excellent. Compassion, love, joy. Much joy here. Yeah, I'd love to put this on my channel if it's okay with you. I think some people might
I don't have any
resonate.
beef this time. I don't know. I might change my mind.
Yeah, let me know. Send it over to you. I still got the other one too that we did,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. That was fun. That was just talking raw, man. I love it though.
I would love to see that sometime too, but I don't know when.
Okay,
Got to make
that's
time. Got to push practice to the side. For what? Practice is so fulfilling, bro.
I know. Through that. Always good seeing you, brother. Much love, much
One
joy.
love.
Yeah, brother. Take care. Peace to everyone.
Always.
Yeah, brother.